Today I'm going to do a video to show you how to wire a turn signal circuit from scratch. This is a follow-up video from my previous video. A lot of people apparently got really confused with the drawn out diagram thing that I did. So this time I'm going to show you how it works right in front of you with actual battery and lights and components and everything else. I had a lot of people on there telling me, well, you didn't have a ground, or this isn't going to work because of this, and this switch won't work because of this, and whatever. I'm going to chalk that up for now to not people being dicks, but to people that were misunderstanding what I was putting out there. I feel terrible today. I have a head cold. I'm not going to do the intro. Yeah, no, I'm going to do the intro. As you could probably see in the video just a second ago, I'm in the process of moving everything into a new shop. It's pretty small. We got a bike in here already though. That'll be a fun thing to do. If you hear all the chickens in the background, it's because, well, we're in South Louisiana and there's chickens over there, apparently, and goats and everything else. So, now let's get to the video. Okay, so these are the things that you're gonna need. Going from right to left, you're gonna need cutters and crimpers. These are crimpers with the little cutter edge thing on them. Wire strippers. Obviously, turn signals, lights. 18 gauge black and 18 gauge red. Automotive wire, don't use Romex. 3-position on, off, on switch, looks like that. A flasher relay, this one says EP36 electronic flasher. It's a 3-pin, just like I showed you. People say you can't do it with a 3-pin and whatever else, but you can do it with a 2-pin or a 3-pin. Now the difference, before I go any further, the difference, usually a 2-pin is gonna have a little tab and you're supposed to mount that somewhere that's grounded. So it's self-grounded, you don't have to worry about a ground. On this one, you see minus, plus, and L. The minus stands for ground, so your ground's gonna go in there. The plus is your power, your 12 volt in, it's gonna go there, and then your load is what's coming out. So that's going to your switch. I'll show you that in just a minute. You're also gonna need a pack of these connectors, or the connectors that fit your job. It might be a little bit different, but, and then you're gonna need a battery. This is a brand new 12 volt motorcycle battery, power sports battery, whatever. So the first thing we're gonna do is we need to wire this circuit here. Now, you need a fuse. I bought a fuse. I have a fuse holder. I did not buy the fuse because I didn't pay enough attention. I'm not really feeling that good today. I'm kind of doped up on cough medicine and Zyrtec and everything else. So you would put a fuse between the positive, very close to the positive, or wherever you're getting your power from, and your positive here. So to do that, we're gonna need to open this. And we're gonna need one of these. Okay, that is gonna click right onto here. Right on that positive. I don't know if you'll be able to see this on camera. Probably not, but there's little markings. There, and then above this one. See them? I guess you can kind of see them. That's what you want to pay attention to. So, we need some wire. We need to make that circuit. Oh, these are hard to open. open. Okay. We got wire. Positive. Go ahead and open negative wire too. I always like to use red and black because, for one, I'm colorblind, and I can see that this is red. I know that if I go back into something that I've done already, I know that, you know, red is gonna be my power, black's gonna be my ground. So, cut off a section of wire. Don't have to be that long, not for this anyway. Your application will obviously be different. I would not have to keep explaining that if I made a decent video the first time. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on here and connect that to here. Not gonna connect power yet. I'll show you what that looks like up close. Okay, so we're gonna strip just a little bit off the end of this wire. Only enough to go into here without having a bunch of bare wire poking out the back or out the front. So we're gonna use the strippers. Take just a little bit off, crimp it down, pull it. There you go, bare wire. Now, I always spin it like that, put it in my fingers and just turn it. Keeps all that from fraying out when you stick it in here. And then you stick it in the back. Use your crimpers. And you're gonna crimp it. Just like this. Those are brand new, so they still got the oil they put on them. So test it, make sure it's in there. That one's in there, we'll call it good. So it should look like that. This is the way all your connections should look. I don't like using these. I usually use better stuff and I solder and everything else, but to get you by, this will work just fine. On the back of this, we're gonna put one of these so they can fit where the lug for the battery goes. And we're gonna do the same thing. Just strip it, twist it, put it in there, and then crimp it. Just like that. There you go. So I'm not gonna show you making the rest of these connections. They're self-explanatory. Now that you see the way that I'm making them, they're pretty simple. So I'm just gonna more than likely fast forward me making all these connections. Then I'm gonna show you how you hook everything up. Okay, so not only did I accidentally turn my camera off while I was filming, making this, I was gonna fast forward it anyway, but this is basically a little spider web of grounds that goes to the battery. Not only did I not do that, but it is now the next day because I had a buddy of mine come in with bad wheel bearings. We had to go ahead and fix them, and that took most of the night because I just moved into this shop and I don't have a lot of tools. So I'll go ahead and explain what I did here. So this is one ground that goes to the battery, and each of these are a female plug. See there? They're all female. And then, now those are the ground. I'm putting male plugs on the turn signals, all the turn signals. So I haven't done these yet. So now, uninterrupted, now I'm gonna get the rest of this done and just kind of fast forward through it all because it's kind of boring to watch. Okay, y'all, so as you can see, I'm done with all the connections. Now let me explain what I did. First off, I'm gonna say you would never put anything like this as far as the way these are connected and run on a motorcycle. I mean, it'll work, but it's not the best way to do it. I'm gonna make another video showing really solid ways to make wiring harnesses on motorcycles and connections and things like that. So just have a little bit of patience with me. That being said, this is just for demonstration. This isn't the way that you would, like I said, run wires on a motorcycle. The way that it works is exactly the same that you would put it on a motorcycle if you're building it from scratch. Like I said in the other video, chopper or a bike you bought and a turn signal circuit shot or just something you're building. You can put this on a go-kart if you wanted to, as long as it had a battery. So the way it works is this is ground. It comes from the battery and it splits off into 4 different ones to individually ground each turn signal. Now I could get into all the self-grounding turn signals and frame grounds and all that, but for this demonstration we're going to assume that you're running wires completely around the bike. So that being said, that's this. That's what this is. This is the ground for all the lights. So I'm gonna set that aside. This is the circuit that goes to, we'll say, the right-hand turn signal in this demonstration. It has the little circle connector thing. And then it has plugs. This is just make it easier to remove. I messed up. I wasn't really paying attention. I had these 2 stacks next to each other and I accidentally put one male and one female on the same one. Didn't mean to do that. I usually put opposites. So if I had ground and all the grounds were males, then all the power would be female, and that way you don't accidentally cross over your ground and your hot wire and all that. So anyway, so that's to connect to the switch. This is the same thing, but for the left side. And then these 2 are going to go to the relay. Then we got the switch and the relay. Everything's made to connect right to these. So now I'm going to show you how to hook it up. So the first thing I'm going to do is hook up the power wire. I don't want to hear about hooking up ground and power first. Like I said, just a demonstration. I'm not going to give you advice on which one you should or shouldn't hook up. This does not have a chassis grounds. Does not really matter. So we hook up the power. Then we're going to do the same thing for the ground. Just gonna plug it in. With the ground, we have this circuit too to ground all the lights. So we're going to stick that in there as well. And then tighten it down. Next would be the relay. So you can see it a little bit better now. Let me get something pointing. This will work. You can see the negative symbol, positive symbol, and then up here there's an L. That's ground, power in, and load, which would be power out. So we're going to hook it up accordingly. We have power, power's plugged in, ground, ground's in, you hear it click, and then we have the power to the switch, which I didn't actually make yet. Okay, so apparently I didn't make it, it just fell on the floor. Okay, so power to the switch here at the L for load. Okay, now don't let this touch nothing. Don't let it touch anything. Well, and I say that, and it's just about to touch the ground. So now we need to hook up the switch and the lights. All right, y'all, I don't know what it is, but apparently this relay was faulty. So all it did was buzzed and the lights came on, flickered a lot. I don't know why I'm having such bad luck with this. Never gonna get it done. Anyway, I got a new relay. I had to run and get a new one, so I got a new one, and I'll show you how this works. So now that I have everything hooked up right, I'm gonna show you how it works and how everything's wired together. Sorry about the rain. If you can hear that, I don't know if you can. I'm in a metal building and it's raining because it's February in Louisiana. And the weather down here is kind of ridiculous. So anyway, coming from your positive to your relay, the positive side of your relay here, you have your wire, your power wire, that's powering the relay. The only thing that should be in line from here to here is a fuse. You need to fuse this as close to the power source as you can. So as close to the battery or wherever you get your power from, you can. If it's not already fused, fuse it. Then from the negative side, you have your negative for the relay once again, and then you have your negative running to all four of your lights. That is on one wire that splits into four here. One wire for each light, plugged in with little plug connectors that look like this, male and female, you know. So then from the relay, you go to your switch, the center post of your switch here. That's your power in. So the way this is different, the only way it's really different from just wiring a light circuit to make this, just all these lights stay on at the same time, if you know how to do that. The only thing that's different is that you have a relay that you need to put a positive and negative to, and in between here, your switch and your power source. That is the only difference. Whenever you get power from here, this flasher works off of resistance, so it's going to open and close inside of there, making it flash. So then from one pole on your switch, you're going to the right side, and then from the other pole, you're going to the left side. And then it looks like this. And then off in the middle, and then it flashes. So I'll show you a couple close-up things of what's going on, and now y'all hopefully aren't as confused as whenever I just made a diagram on my other video. Like I said, I'm just gonna chalk up all the other stuff to, you know, people misunderstanding me. Okay, so again, sorry about the rain. So here's up close connections. Well, that's power, ground, going to the relay. Let me see if I can make this a little more simple to see. Okay. This one here, power in. This is the ground, black. This other red wire on the top goes to the switch. This pole of the switch, which will be the middle. From there, you're going out, and then it splits. One goes to one side. The other one goes to the same side in the back, so they're both on the same side. The other one is the same, a junction going to front left, front right. The other black wire is for this demonstration the ground. It splits here, goes into 4 separate wires. That's gonna ground each one of these. So, yet again, put it the other way, the middle is off. So there it is. There's a few other things that you can do. Like I had one guy ask about the little indicator light that comes on your dash whenever you turn your turn signal on one way or the other. If you wanted to do that, all you would do is make a jumper to tie both sides, left and right, from your positive into one, and then plug into a light on your dash or whatever you wanted to do, and then ground that light and everything else. I had another guy saying that it wouldn't work because this and that wasn't grounded, and in the schematic video where I drew it out on a whiteboard, I was specifically saying that sometimes they're grounded and sometimes they're self-grounding, meaning that they have a little tab that you're supposed to mount to metal. Same thing with lights. Sometimes you'll get self-grounded turn signals. Most of the time, they're not. They're 2-wire turn signals. You have 3 wires, and one's a ground, one's running light, one's for your flasher. You'll have others where it's 2 wires, but one's for your running light and one's for your flasher, and then it's self-grounding. And you'll have 1 wire where it's just self-grounding, and then for the wires for your flasher. There's several different variations, and I'm not going through all of them. So if you want to nitpick, you can go ahead and nitpick. This has been as clear as I can make it. It's a basic general circuit. It's not complicated. There's 1,000 different ways that you can probably do it. I showed you one, and I'm not going to go through all of them because there's entirely too many different ways. I will post a link in the bottom to the previous video so that you can actually see it drawn out, if that helps you better, if you haven't seen that video already. So there it is. If you like the video, subscribe. It always helps. Leave a comment if you have any questions. I answer all comments regardless of if it's a question or a compliment or insult or whatever. I always answer my comments. So check out our next video, my next video. Not really, I don't know why I say our, nobody does this with me. I'm probably gonna do one on how to make actual good circuits in an electrical system, the way that they're supposed to be, to where you don't have problems, you fuse links and all that. And then there's gonna be several bike videos that are about to be happening. We kind of ditched the Ninja. That is a we thing. That was me and my buddy Blake. We kind of ditched the Ninja as far as being my girlfriend's bike. I got her a Vulcan 800, which is a really cool little bike. We're gonna do something with it. And a bunch of other cool stuff. I don't know why I keep saying we. I also went ahead and got a bunch of 4K. You can probably tell that this is better quality camera. I got 4K camera and a 4K GoPro, so now, you know, the previous videos weren't really cutting it. You couldn't really see what I was doing. They're kind of bad quality. So I went ahead and got better cameras, so you'll be able to see everything a lot better, hopefully. And that should bring it into something else that's pretty cool. So anyway, that's it on this video, and I will see y'all later.